Coach, your group came out early in that second half, went on that 14-3 run, and really played poised down the stretch. What did you like about your group's approach in the second half against the Celtics?
I think our ability to come out in that third quarter with a level of focus, getting after them defensively. I know they came out and hit some really tough shots early on, but we stayed the course from there, and then obviously we wanted to make sure it was a defensive effort down the stretch.
Obviously that's a really good team over there, defending Eastern Conference champions, league leaders in the league. When you look at the 3 wins that you guys have had over them this season, is there a common thread amongst those 3 wins?
Well, just our energy, our effort, our ability to impact shots, and then defensively, I'm just proud of what we've done in these fourth quarters. Really sitting down and guarding, taking it, making it a big priority that we know that's where we have to hang our hats.
Jamal, from the outside, it seemed like it couldn't have been a better debut for J.I. How would you assess what he did?
I thought he was great. I thought he did a great job playing with a level of poise. I think that was the importance of him getting the G League time. Obviously, there was a ton of emotions, and rightfully so. I thought he was great. The way he handled himself defensively, just his ability to get after the basketball, and then offensively, just taking his time, not trying to rush many things.
Was it important for you guys to bring him off the bench first and kind of give him that moment of kind of being able to take it all in?
Well, understand, like he's missed what they said 902 days since he's played a game. So the level of respect and the level of care that this crowd showed for him, that this organization has for him, being able to show that in that moment, so they can know what he's been through and him feel that in that moment.
Coach, I think a very underrated part about tonight's win was your guys' rim protection. Obviously, I think J.I. did contribute to that, but overall, you guys forced 46 three-point attempts from them. What can you say about Wendell Carter and Paolo Banchero's, their defensive effort in the interior that really helped you guys pull out this win?
Well, that was the challenge that our coaches, gave them before the game. Obviously the last game wasn't what we wanted it to be for our rim protection, so we showed it, and that's the great part about these young guys, that they respond well, understanding what our priority was, to take away the rim and impact shots after that.
Jamal, obviously the billing coming in was J.I.'s return after such a long time, but for you guys, the ability to have both tonight, the return and the win, what does that say about this team and the poise and maturity that they have?
I think they're growing. We constantly talk about it. The level of growth that this group is trying to achieve, you slowly see that in how they're responding to things. They're poised down the stretch in each one of these situations, not getting rattled, not getting too frantic, but they're doing a great job of just responding to whatever challenges are presented to them.
Jonathan's teammates were talking about how there's very few people that could have the resiliency and the faith to go through that long process he went through. You put him right on Tatum getting into the game tonight. It's a pretty big challenge for any defender. How did just the way he's carried himself throughout this entire process allow you to trust him to take such a big responsibility?
Because that's who he is. He talks about it all the time, and who he is with his faith, his work ethic, and obviously before going down, his defensive level, IQ, toughness. He's a special defender, and obviously he's adding those pieces offensively, but he's shown what he's capable of doing, so not afraid to do that in that moment.
Coach, J.I. had 20 for Lakeland the other night minutes. You said before the game 8-ish. He had 10. When do you open it up?
I think I said 8-2-10, so I think it was 9:36. I think I did pretty good.
Open it up now. When does he start to build that?
Probably we'll keep it, game by game, day by day, to see how he's responding to those shorter minutes now. Absolutely. Obviously understanding that, he got the water shower in the locker room, because those guys appreciate what he's done, what he's been through, and that is that kind of that sigh of relief of just getting that one under the belt.
Kind of looking for, I guess, what is the message, or what do you want for him to move forward?
Just continue to be who he has been, a constant professional, continue the work ethic. Again, just slowly getting acclimated back with the group, and you talk about the continuity that's going to come over time, but just simple same message for all of our guys.
Jonathan, first off, good to have you back up here. And, second, we talked about this when you were in Lakeland, but as you were stepping back on the court tonight here at Amway Center, what was kind of going through your head and your emotions? So, Ja, just take us what was going through your head and emotionally as you checked into the game tonight.
Yeah, just honestly, just everything. It's been such a long road. Thinking about all that it's taken to get here. The tough days, the good days, the bad days, the ups and downs. All the people that were a part of getting me back, the training staff. We call them the purple people eaters, but our coach, our players, coaches that worked with me tirelessly, Nate Tibbetts, all those guys, and then just my family, my church family, my faith that I have been able and fortunate enough to lean on, and during this entire time, I wouldn't be here. So just all of that, obviously the adrenaline, everything that's going on, and just trying my best to stay grounded and grateful. Much love to the Magic for sticking with me, and the Magic fans were excited. So just trying to bottle all that up in one moment, it was surreal.
As you mentioned, I imagine it feels surreal for a moment. In Lakeland, it was when you made that first free throw that it started to feel like a normal game for you.
Mm-hmm.
When did it start to feel like a normal game and back into the basketball flow for you tonight?
Well, I was so glad I made that turnaround. I really was. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I got that to go down. And then that kind of first win had got to me. That last minute, I could barely talk. I was breathing so hard. But to get in the second second rotation in that second half, the 4 minutes, I started to just relax and just feel good and just saying if I get it, I'm gonna let it go.
Jay, were there ever any moments of doubt that you thought to yourself maybe that you wouldn't be back here where you are right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't. With the injury, that I think it's just a part of it. Coming back from an injury like this and taking as long as it did, there were days where I was like, I don't know if I want to keep going. But then again, I have to thank Christ. Being able to go back to my faith and say, what, God has me on this journey for a purpose. I know that I was made to play basketball. I was made to give glory to God on this stage, and so I'm going to continue to work. And another thank you to just the people that are around me, my family, my church family, my wife, that continue to speak life and encouragement in me to continue through the process, no matter what anybody was saying. I kind of had to just continue to look within and lean on those people.
J.I., throughout the recovery process, this young team, you've kind of been watching from the outside in. What is it like to finally really get a chance to play with them fully in game action? And what can you say about the difference between the rosters you played with before and the roster you're playing with currently?
It felt fantastic. And, I really, tonight we barely scratching the surface of what this team is going to be. The more that I get integrated, the more that, all of us just continue to learn how to play with each other. I really do believe that the sky's the limit. And so I can't even go off of tonight because I just know there's so many layers of me just continuing to get acclimated and guys getting acclimated to me. But what the Magic have been able to do with our young roster so far, with me out, with Kel out for some time, I think is extraordinary. And to go on the road and take two at Boston, and they were they're a prideful team. They want to come in here and I'm sure that was exactly what they were saying in their locker room. They got two from us. We got to get this one. So for us to put our heads down and get this win, I think it really is remarkable. And so I think that's our standard. And, I believe in these guys and just want to continue to work.
Jonathan, I know throughout your career here in the back, I know you've had a lot of first games where it's usually the start of a season, but for this length of time to be out, how do you compare the first game back to some of the other memorable milestones you've had in your career?
I think this one takes the cake. Just because, like I said, kind of in that first one, everything that has led up to this moment, all the things that are going on outside of the game, and people want me back, people expecting me back. I'm trying my hardest to get back, working every day, grinding, and so to get to this moment, it was just huge. And so to step on the floor again, I'm grateful and just want to continue to work and become a real part of this team.
I wanted to ask a follow-up to that. I know you said you were breathing a little bit heavy. It was just getting back in the flow of things. But keeping that in mind, playing a little less than 10 minutes, how do you evaluate your play as a whole?
I'm always going to be critical. I think I can definitely do better. The win was a tough part. I knew just with the adrenaline of that first quarter, I was going to be tired. But I think first and foremost, I'm a defensive specialist. And, I want to obviously continue to shoot the ball and expand my offensive game. But I got to be on the floor to get stops, to block shots, to rebound, and to be a force on that defensive end. And, my offense is growing, and I just want to continue to work on it.
You've had teammates who are rehabbing alongside you along the way, and they said that they took a lot of inspiration from just your positivity throughout your entire process as you were going through something even more difficult than them in a lot of ways. So when you're back tonight, how much just tonight kind of reiterate the things that make you who you are and give you kind of gratification of just how you look at life?
Yeah, I mean, just honestly, all that. I would tell the guys, if somebody was rehabbing alongside of me, said, whenever it gets tough, whenever you feel like you want to quit, just look at me. You know what I'm saying? And I've been on this road for a while, and they would even say that themselves, like, I have no room to complain because of J.I. And so, again, it's not me. I really do attribute it to, believing in God and knowing that, I have a purpose in this thing, and it's not over. And so. I try my best to stay positive and just be around those guys and uplift them, and it worked out. And I'm just glad to be back in this moment, and hopefully all of that, we praying that's behind us.
J.I., back here, the crowd was phenomenal tonight, but it was probably the loudest whenever you first checked in. What do you have to say to the city of Orlando and the fans for that, welcome reception?
Yeah, just much love. Like, much love. I appreciate it. Again, I know it's been a tough road. I know it's been a long road. And for, the Magic fans to stick with me and, await my return, it feels great. And I just want to win. I want to continue to work and bring a championship to this city. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
You said, you were thankful that turnaround went in. Just kind of talk me through that first bucket and just what's kind of going through your mind, especially after you don't get the first one to go through. But
yeah.
just talk me through that first bucket.
So, well, the first attempt, I really thought Jalen was going to try to take a charge. So I kind of, misstepped a little bit. But, just shout out to Coach Mose for drawing one up for me. He's like, I'm going to try to get you one early. And so it was supposed to really just be a catch and, a jumper. But, they played it well, and it was just me and Jalen. And so I just said, get something. I was able to get to my turnaround. I really liked that shot. And when it dropped, I was just like, thank you. Just get that out the way.
I think Coach said that you had a water shower there in the locker room from the guys, and then to see them wearing the shirts and the whole staff. Just what does it mean to you to see that support from these guys that you've been with throughout these years?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. I think for me, I believe that I have my teammates' respect. The coaching staff for, the way that, I've tried my best to walk out these, 2 years of being away. And, they're happy for me, and I appreciate it. And, I was the same way when somebody else that was injured was coming back. I tried my best to be extremely happy for them and get in on everything that was going on. So to have it come full circle and them do it for me, it's fantastic. And I'm just excited. And we get this one behind us, and now it's time to continue to win games. This is over. Let's go.
You mentioned first and foremost your defensive specialist. What was it like for you thinking, first one possession, you're out there guarding Tatum, you're out there guarding Jaylen Brown, two of the premier, players in this league?
Man, I think I can guard anybody, 1 through 5. And so to take the challenge, obviously, on a first night back and stick with those guys, I want it. And so I just want to continue to work and show what I can do, obviously. But I want that to be my staple, and that's a big staple of our team is defense. Look at the way Suggs came into the game and, maybe didn't get as many shots as he wanted, but the way that he grinded and stuck with Tatum was amazing. And so I want guys to feed off of me and be that battery pack to, lead us to wins.
When you walked off the floor, whether it's, after your second stint or at the end of the game, was there a sense of just relief that you're able to get this milestone behind you?
Yeah, relief and peace. Like, God, you got me. Like, I appreciate it. He truly is faithful, and I just want to thank him. Like, just because this night could have went so many ways, and for it to go the way it did, I appreciate him for it. So there's just a peace. There's a relief to it, like you said, and just let's keep going.
Cole, you guys were able to go on that 14-3 run early in the second half and then showed poise down the stretch to close it out. What did you like about your group's second half performance against the Celtics tonight?
Man, we guarded that second half, and I think we did a really good job at trying to slow Tatum and Brown down, and then just trying to make other people be the ones that hurt us. Not letting those two get going as much as they did in the first half, because they was rolling.
When you look at a team that's a very tough team, defending Eastern Conference champions, best record in the league, for your group to take 3 games against them this season, what were the common threads in those victories, if any?
Defense. I mean, what they put up tonight, what was it, 98, yeah. I mean, under 100 points for a team that's got 2 dudes averaging 60 points. So like that's, I mean, shoot, combined averaging 60 points. I got to make that clear. But that's a heck of a job by the team, man. Just super proud of us, and that's a really good win.
Cole, you were on the floor for a little bit of the time that J.I. was. Just what was it like, just sharing the floor with him for the first time in your career?
Man, it's dope to have someone like him on the team, man. He just, he's a super springy athlete, competes, can really move his feet, rebounds, can score. He got a little wiggle, can score it a little bit, man. He's going to help us tremendously, man, especially on the defensive side, which we need that.
Just what's it been like just watching him through this process and being able to watch him get that ovation that he got when he checked in tonight?
Oh, man. I mean, I was just extremely happy for him just because, look, that was actually my first time playing with him. We played some, like, pickup and stuff, but like, first time actually playing a NBA game with him, man. And, I know he's been trying to get back for a while, and I was just super happy to see him out there doing what he loves.
Obviously, your first game with him. Since you've joined the team, just how has he been for you guys off the court with, you've missed time during your career, or just how has he been like in the locker room and with his inspiration or words of encouragement there?
Man, I mean, just, being out that long, it can definitely be frustrating. And I know he probably felt like he could have came back sooner, but just has been super supportive of us, just the team as a whole. Just, watches all our games, just hits us when we're playing well, has hit me a few times when, maybe I played bad, just try to cheer me up. Just an overall great locker room guy, and just, just a pleasure to have as a teammate.
Between tonight and even the win over the Pelicans, you've had a couple of your better shooting nights, at least as of late. Is there a common thread that you're seeing between the two games, tonight and that win?
Yeah, just getting into a rhythm. A lot of credit to my teammates, man. Just I'm honestly out there getting some pretty easy buckets, just because they're doing a great job of finding me. I'm trying to just run the floor for them and make their jobs a little easier, take a little pressure off of them.
How important is it for you personally to maybe establish that rhythm, just more so in the paint and just closer to the bucket?
You said it one more time, my fault.
How important is it for you personally to get into that rhythm by doing it, getting more into the paint and getting closer to the bucket offensively?
And it's nothing like getting an easy one, man. That can change your whole night. You get an easy layup or two early. That it gets you feeling good, man. You see a shot go through that rim, regardless of what it is. That's always a confidence booster. So to get some easy ones early, definitely just for me, it just had me feeling real good.
Cole, obviously you guys won that season series against Boston. They're at the top of the league. Yep. Orlando sort of hovering around that playing spot. Saying a few months down the line, was that a series that you would anticipate if you guys had to go up against Boston? Is that something you think you could take on?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that a series you think that you guys can take on? Like you guys would be?
You talking about like in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't never been to the playoffs yet, but personally, I can't wait to get there. I don't know when it's going to be. It could be this season. I'm not in no rush. I just think that as a team, we got to take it one game at a time, and by the grace of God, if we can make it to the playoffs, shoot, that'd be awesome. And I don't care. I don't think any of us care who we would have as an opponent. We just be ready to hoop.
Yeah, Cole. With J.I. back now, the Magic's injury list is pretty short. You feel like for one of the few times since you've been here, the team is whole now, and you're ready to make a charge with the whole team?
Yeah, this is probably the shortest our injury list has been since my first 5 games on this team. So that's nice. That's real nice, honestly. So, yeah, it's been a lot of times over these past couple of years where, we get a dude back, cool, feels like we're getting healthy. Another dude goes down that same game. It's been a constant thread of just that. And so to see kind of us turning that corner on that side and just getting dudes healthy, having bodies ready, it's a blessing, and it's just I know everyone's happy to be back playing.
Obviously, the last time you guys played the Celtics in Boston, you guys kind of seemed galvanized around comments that Eddie House made about you guys after the first win against the Celtics.
Was he here tonight?
Yeah, he was here. I actually saw him.
Oh, man.
Did you see him? Did you see him? Did you not?
No, I just saw the dub we got.
Were those comments like still lingering? That's something you guys...
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What's like as the message between teammates, I guess, then when I guess a former player says that about you guys?
I mean, he got to do his job. I mean, I think he worked with the Celtics, right? So, I mean, he going to do his job and talk that rah-rah, but, like, end of the day, man, we getting paid to do this too, just like them. So we gonna take some pride with this joint, especially when a dude like that is pretty much assassinating just our characters, basketball players. Just it's really insulting, and so we definitely took that very personally, and we will keep that in the back of our heads every time we play the Celtics.
Kind of, I guess, incidentally sparked a rivalry between the Magic and Celtics. It sounds like.
I mean, we gotta get our record a little better first, so we can really compete with them and see them where it really matters. But I'm confident we're gonna do that.
Thank you, Colin.
Sir.